Here's the strong voice of Ann Holton. Born in Roanoke, Ann came to Richmond as a child after her father was elected governor in 1969. She is a professor and former interim president at George Mason University, and she previously served as State Secretary of Education and First Lady of Virginia. Sharing the enduring lesson of a mentor, this is the strong voice of Ann Holton.
I was raised by two strong leaders, Linwood and Jinx Holton. I watched as they and other leaders made policy changes with lasting import here in Virginia. But in the late 1970s, while I was an undergraduate at Princeton, I encountered my first opportunity as a young adult to observe change in the making in the real world. My experience helped spark a career path, build resolve, and instill in me the value of mentorship. I was a lowly undergrad working as an intern for a lawyer named Jean Ross, and I would take the train into Trenton every week to help her. She was drafting regulations and budget proposals in her effort to reform New Jersey's mental health system from within the state agency that oversaw it. I soon learned that the changes she was trying to enact presented obstacle after obstacle to work around or overcome. And that's what she was committed to doing to better serve some of New Jersey's neediest individuals. I tucked away two enduring lessons. First, passion and belief in your cause are armor against setbacks. And second, sometimes one can be at least as effective pursuing reform from inside an organization as from outside. Before, I likely would have seen myself in an outsider role, which I did go on to do as a legal aid lawyer at the beginning of my career. But Jean opened my eyes to other ways to do impactful work. And I was grateful later in my career to have the opportunity to work to reform systems from within when I was a juvenile court judge and later Virginia's Secretary of Education. Jean helped me recognize there were many paths to making positive contributions in the world. I saw how legal training opens doors that can create opportunities to serve others. Her unwavering commitment of focused passion rubbed off on everyone around her, making her goals shared pursuits with equally committed colleagues. Her focus was squarely on the people she was trying to help. It was always about them, never about her. What a gift it was to learn how to frame your work in that way. That's the standard I aspire to each day. A few years ago, while I was serving in Governor McAuliffe's cabinet, I came across Jean's name and contact information, and I reached out. I wanted to tell her what an impact she had had on my life. Not surprisingly, she was still working hard, championing the rights of the dispossessed in New Jersey, but now from outside the system, working with an advocacy group addressing prison conditions. It was encouraging to find out she was still fighting the good fight, and no doubt still inspiring those around her with the ideals that so inspired me. I recently served as president of George Mason University, where I encouraged young women to find their own Jean Ross through hands-on learning opportunities, internships, and other experiences. Now, I sometimes find myself in the Jean role, imparting what I learned from her 40 years ago and what I've learned along the way.